Hello Shitsubers, welcome back to the channel. So for today we just got some updates on our Legion Go 2, and I believe they've already officially enabled full screen experience for the Legion Go 2. Now as you can see here, so we've done all the updates and from the Microsoft Store and everything official. If you go to the Legion space, so if you actually see here, you would notice that we have a different UI now. So I guess it's much sleeker, I guess, compared to the previous version. And then if we go to the settings, so here on Windows, then settings, and then under gaming, as you can see here, and then you should be able to see this full screen experience at the top, as you can see here. Now and then you would be able to choose the home app. So in our case, we've used the Xbox. Then in here we have the setting enter full screen experience on startup, meaning if you restart it, it would automatically go to the full screen experience. Now, sorry, just to add, so we didn't do any of those tweaks that you're seeing, say from Reddit, like they are doing some changes in the registry edit or using some tweaks from GitHub. No, we didn't do any of that here. So we just updated our Legion Go 2 officially. So yeah, now if you want to use Xbox full screen experience, you would be able to see this option here, Xbox full screen. If you click on this, it would say here restart for better performance, or you can just start now, wherein it would have no performance impact because full screen experience is supposed to call some of the services that are not really needed for gaming essentially. And of course you can just stay on the desktop. Now just for example, we use the start now, it will change the UI to be mobile, I guess handheld friendly. Like you can see here, it's like Steam library or big picture essentially. Now yeah, so I believe we have it enabled officially without doing any hacks. And then finally, we'll also quickly do some quick benchmarks to see if it indeed provides any performance impact if we use the Xbox full screen experience. Alright, so we'll get into it. So to go back to desktop, you just need to swipe here at the bottom, and then you would see this Windows desktop. Now if you click on that, it will take you back to the desktop mode. Now let's use the optimized Xbox full screen experience. Okay, restart. By the way, Skippy is here with us as usual. Alright, so now we've restarted the Legion Go 2 and we are now in the full screen experience from Xbox. So to start off our benchmark, we will try, of course, Resident Evil Requiem. Play. So in the full screen experience, you have every game from every platform that's installed on your system. Like in our case, we have Steam, what else, Game Pass games, of course, and then we also have Battle.net. You were actually playing WoW Midnight here as well. Alright, so it launched Steam. You can see here, if you drag from the bottom, again we'll go to this sliders. Okay, alright, so it loaded Resident Evil Requiem. Okay, let's just also quickly enable the our frame monitor, so we'll be just using the out of the box, so we'll set this to all. Alright, so let's turn on the frame monitor. Alright, so then in story we'll just start a new game. Sorry, before that, let's quickly go through the graphic settings. So we are in borderless window. We now have these settings. Again, it's set to lowest. Everything is in low. And then we have AMD FSR again. It's in performance frame gen. Let's just leave it to off for now. Alright, so everything is low. Alright, then let's go to main story, then new game, just casual. Alright, so it's now loaded at the start of the game. And then right now we are getting around 70 plus FPS. Although the game looks hideous, to be honest, on the lowest settings. I don't know if you can see it clearly here. Okay, so as you can see here, we are at around 60 plus, around 70s FPS. Okay, so again, we are around 60 plus FPS, as we can see here. Yep, so let's try moving around. We're going on 50s. Okay, let's try looking at the shop. Okay, so looking at this cafe or grill, you can see we're getting around 70s. Alright, so yeah, essentially around 60s to 70s around this part of the game. Now let's see for if we don't have the full screen experience. Alright, so we're back and we now have the Legion Go 2 on the desktop mode. As you can see here, we can go to the desktop. We can toggle, Alt tab over it just to show you guys. So right now we are just standing over here. We're going around 60 plus FPS, I'd say. Okay, so let's try walking again. Oh, we are going around 58, 59, 62. We just try zooming it for you guys. 60s. So we're definitely not hitting the 70s, I guess. Now let's try checking out that cafe again. Alright, so let's look at this one. Oh, we're also getting around 70 looking at this. But definitely when we were walking around, we were getting at least 70s, I guess. To be honest, it's quite negligible. I would say around 5 to 10 FPS difference, I'd say. At least on this scenario over here. Alright, so that's for our quick benchmark for the Resident Evil Requiem. Alright, so we're now benchmarking Tekken 8 in desktop mode. Okay, just quickly checking out the graphic settings for Tekken 8. So we are at borderless. Most of the settings here are on quality. We have the upscaling at FSR2 Ultra Performance. You can tone this down to balance just to see if there will be any substantial improvement. Okay, so now over here again in desktop mode, we are at around 50 FPS. So that's for desktop mode. Okay, so yeah, around 50s, 50 to 55, sometimes dipping to 48. Okay, yeah, so around that. I don't think we are hitting 60 on this. Yep, so as you can hear, it's 49, 48, 45. Right. Alright, so we're back again. Now this time we are using the full screen experience. The FPS right now is around 48, 47. So it feels like it actually degraded. Back in the desktop version, as you can see here, we are in full screen. It's, I guess, yeah, the performance degraded, I guess. So we were having at least 55, 50 plus mostly. This time around we are mostly around the 45 to 50 FPS. So yeah, I guess full screen experience doesn't really help that much, even regardless, actually even degraded the performance, I'd say. You were not able to get around 50 plus, mostly it's hanging around 40 plus. Yep. Alright, so that is it for our quick overview of the full screen experience plus a quick benchmark around it. So I guess I'd say the full screen experience, which was supposed to improve the performance, didn't really do anything that much, I guess. I mean, just basing it on these two games that we did a quick benchmark on. So I guess the only good thing around here is if you want a console UI compared to having all those, I mean, using the Windows UI. Yeah, I think that's really the good part around this, to be honest. Alright, so that's it. If you like this video and it helps you or anything around the Legion, go to give us a like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you again on the next one. Thank you.